Hi, Melissa Sim here. So today I'll be talking about your soul practice is your key to abundance. So while I'm waiting for people to join the live session, I'm just going to type in the comment what I'm going to be talking about today. Hello, hi Pink. Pink 1814, hi, thanks for joining. Today the topic is about your soul practice is the key to abundance. And I'm just typing it out right now, so give me a minute so that I can post this in the comment, like pin this as the comment. Okay, hi, thanks for joining. So I've got Celeste and Pink 1814. Just let me know your name and say hi to me and where you're from. That'll be great. Becky, hi Becky. Thanks for joining. Okay, so I'm just gonna go dive in straight away. So Pink 1814, what's your name? Is your name Pink? Hi Becky. Okay, we'll see whether there are some more people joining, and then I'm just gonna dive in. All right, your soul practice is the key to abundance. So let me just talk about, oh, hi Lisa. Hi Lisa, you like pink, I presume. So, okay, so your soul practice is the key to abundance. Why am I even saying that, right? So yesterday I was just kind of thinking about it, and as usual I was doing my own self-development. And I was actually, like, it really struck me, as well as the fact that I was actually talking to one of my clients, and she hasn't been doing her soul practice for like a year. And she was starting to feel very down and anxious and, you know, all that kind of stuff that comes up when you're not doing your soul practice. And so I asked her, are you doing your soul practice in the morning? And she said no, she has dropped it for a year. And it sort of like gave me this the thing to say, you know, to really go on live and to really talk about this. So just for you guys to know that soul practice actually means your morning ritual. So every morning you wake up, if you don't have a soul practice, we will be talking about the soul practice today. If you do have a soul practice but you're not practicing it religiously, then after today's live you will be practicing it like religiously, because basically it is really the key to your abundance. I am not joking. So for Lisa and Becky, are you girls doing your soul practice like every morning? Is it religiously? Okay, let me know about that, and probably just share with me as well, like what do you do for your soul practice in the morning, or whether you do that at night. Like I know there are some people who actually like to do it at night and not in the morning. And I think that's fine as well, except that I prefer to do it in the morning, and I do one in the morning and I do one at night. Okay, so why is your soul practice key to abundance? I'm actually talking about it. It is like very seriously. Oh, hi Becky, it's the first time you've heard of it? Oh, good. Then stay on the live, because this is going to be important for you. Okay, so a soul practice, let me just kind of like share what it is, or a morning ritual, right? Like what is a morning ritual? A morning ritual can consist of anything that you feel that you want to do, that feels good to you. And normally a lot of people will actually get into a meditation practice. They'll get into some affirmation, they'll get into the visualization, and you know, some people will even go into tapping exercise. So really it depends on what you have time for, and also what resonates with you, right? But it is so important. Soul practice is so important because it is really the time where you connect to yourself. And so when you start the morning practice where you connect to yourself and you connect to God or the universe or whatever it is that you believe in, source, energy, all of that, it actually raises your vibration, right? And so Reading devotional quotes each morning. That's great. That's great. I'm going to talk about that as well. So, anything like that, like reading the Bible, right? So reading devotional quotes is like reading the Bible in the morning. That actually helps you to connect, right? Connect to God, connect to yourself, connect to your desires, and a lot more, right? And so since we have Becky here, who's like first time hearing it, so I came from I'm a Christian ever since I was 14 years old. Was that 14? Yeah, it's 13 years old. And for the longest time, people have always been saying, do your daily devotion, do your daily devotion because it's important. And to me, the doing daily devotion is reading the Bible and praying and probably singing some, songs. But I've never done it. Like I've never done it for like years and years and years and years and years. Like because our excuse was I'm too busy. I need to get up in the morning. I need to prepare. I need to go to work. I think that is probably your story as well. And for a lot of people, that's the story, right? I'm just too busy. I'm just rushing out. And also, I didn't really feel like I want to do it as well because I guess the traditional way for me, like in terms of just reading the Bible and just talking at God when it comes to prayer, was not something that I feel like very connected, right? And so when now that I'm doing this soul practice that I'm actually doing, I feel really connected. My vibration has gone really, really high every morning. And in fact, that's what we need to do because as humans, our vibration drops, right? We feel lousy. We feel like, yucks, we have a horrible day, or we get all this emotion that's running through. And so it's almost like a reset. Like every morning you do like a reset, right? So think of it like a reset button on your computer that you need to do to refresh all the memories and whatever to make it function at its optimum peak. And so when you do your soul practice in a really proper way, you're going to find that it really raises you up. So I'm not sure whether you've heard of raising your vibration. And raising your vibration to like a 500 and above. So David Hawkins has a book. I can't remember the name of the book. Yes, correct. That is so true. That is so true. We need to reset every morning and we need to be in that positive vibration. So David Hawkins actually wrote a book and he talks about vibration. And he talks about 500 being at the vibration of love and 1000 is at the vibration of enlightenment. And there is love, peace, joy, like all of that positive things are at a vibration of 500 and above. And when you are vibrating at this level, at the level of 500 and above, you basically cannot help but to attract all the good things into your life. That is just how it works. That is why the law of attraction works that way. But at the same time, if you're actually looking at what the Bible says as well, and I know there's some, like Becky says, you do your devotion. The Bible talks about giving praise, giving thanks. The Bible talks about like just being in joy. The Bible talks about like, I think it's about like always have your thoughts, like control your thoughts and think about only, like have the mind of Christ and think about only things that are holy, that are pure, that are, and the whole list goes on. And so if you go back to like being a Christian, then there's a lot of biblical concept that supports that. But in terms of like the energy world, then the energy world is about having a high vibration, right? Making sure that you have a high vibration. And when you have a high vibration, like logically speaking as well, if you feel good and you're happy and you're like excited, you're fulfilled, you're filled with joy and love, all of that will actually translate into treating your children better, treating your spouse better, treating your co-workers better, treating your clients better. Like it all actually sort of like goes into that mode, right? So that is just the logical part of it that naturally happens when you are in this high vibe mode. Yes, that is so important. Giving thanks is so important. Lisa, that is so true. We definitely need to go into the mode of giving thanks. That is so important. I think I missed that out when I was saying that. Yeah. So hi for the rest of the people has joined. I think Laurie has joined. There's Free Spirit. Gisela. Hi Gisela. Hello. I think it's Gisela unless you're like having a different name. Free Spirit. Maybe you'd like to just introduce yourself and tell me your name. Say hi. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about your soul practice is the key to abundance, and I so believe that. I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying it because it's like a nice thing to say, or it's just cliche. It isn't, right? I so believe that because the moment you do not have a soul practice, your vibration is going to drop. You're going to feel crappy. You're going to feel like annoyed, angry. Things are not going to work out. And guess what? When you feel that way, that is what is going to happen. Things are not going to work out because you feel that way, right? So, oh hi, you are, is it Kelly? I hope I have pronounced that correctly. Free Spirit Soul is K-E, I think it's Kelly. All right, I hope I've got your name correctly. Okay, so I want to really dive into why it is so important. When I say it is key to abundance, the deeper thing about it is when you are holding your mindset, right? Especially if you are in business and you're a coach of some kind, you're in business for yourself, it is really even more important because when you are holding that mindset of I am going to, like whatever it is for you, right? And I think for a lot of coaches and my brand is Soul Aligned Entrepreneurs. So for entrepreneurs and soul aligned entrepreneurs alike, is when you get into fear, when you are starting to worry about, okay, if I go out and do this live stream, are people going to sign up? If I am going to do a discovery call, are people going to sign up? If I put this product out, are people going to buy? Like if you get that into that mode of just thinking about all that, even when you're working, right? When you're working, and if let's say if you're in sales and you are constantly worried about whether you are going to close the sale, which is what we normally do, we get into that being human, we get into that anxiousness. And so if you keep thinking like, are people going to sign up? Are people going to buy? Are people going to da-da-da? You are actually not in high vibe. You're not, because you're just so worried. You get back into what I call the vibration of 200. So David Hawkins, in his book, I think his book is called Power versus Force. I can't remember it now. I'm sorry. I need to check that out. But what he's saying is that the world, and 90% of the world, 95% I think, vibrates at a level of 200, right? I don't know if you have heard it before. Like, just tell me whether you've heard that before. David Hawkins and the level of vibration, and whether you've heard like this concept before. But it is so interesting when I first heard it. Oh, hi Giant, you're here again. Hi. David Hawkins, sure, I'm going to put that in a comment. It's called David Hawkins. I think his book is called Power versus Force. I hope I'm putting it right. Okay. So if you have heard of it before, just let me know you've heard of it before. If you haven't, then I can dive in a little bit more about, talking about this vibration. So the world, 90% of the world vibrates at a level of 200. And 200 means, and I think you know it, right? When you are vibrating at the level of 200, it actually means I'm worried. I keep thinking like, oh my God, where am I going to get my money from? Or my relationship sucks, my boss sucks, whatever. Like all that kind of thing that is running in your mind 24/7, that's really at a vibration of 200. Oh, you've never heard. That's great. So this is what it means. So I'll just go into a little bit more of that. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I'm just gonna look at the comments a little bit just to make sure I don't miss anything. I like what Becky says. When she feels like that, she's just gonna go back to bed and start all over again. Sleep is a spiritual practice. So Lisa, you're a manager and a coach. That is great. So manager, I'm assuming you are working as a manager and then you're doing a coach part-time. I'm just kind of like guessing. I don't know. I don't know for sure. Okay, so Kelly says you haven't actually heard of that before, so I'm going to talk about this. Oh, Diane, you're going for a walk. Yay, go for a walk and then come back. Walking is good for lifting your vibration as well. So basically at the level of 200 is where humanity vibrates. Humanity vibrates at the level of 200, which is essentially, he calls it shame, guilt, worry, anxiousness, all of that, right? And that is where most of us will fall back into very often, very quickly, if we are not conscious about it, right? And so when you are doing your soul practice, it helps you to be conscious. It helps you to be conscious that if you're not aware, if you slip, you get back into the vibration of 200. When you are at a vibration of 500, and that is why I'm saying your soul practice is the key to abundance. When you are vibrating at 500, which is love, and anything above love, you start to attract abundance into your life. You start to attract abundance into your life. No kidding, right? And I mentioned that logically it happens because you are happy, you are in this mode, you're not like scared. Just imagine if you're in sales, right? And you're like terrified that you can't close the next deal. How would you behave when you meet your client? You look worried, you look terrified, you look just like this needy person who wants to claw at your clients, and that kind of energy will repel. So that is why it is so important to get back into your soul practice, and it is really, really more than that. So I have an 8-week program. I call it Drop the Struggle and Step into Your Abundance. And this is actually one of the series that I'm doing. I'm supposed to be doing this series even more often, but I haven't been. So yesterday I have a live video that I talk about some other stuff. And today I thought I'll come in to talk about soul practice. So if you go into my bio link, you are going to see that I have a link on Drop the Struggle and Step into Your Abundance. There are some videos there that I have posted that was done live like last week and sometime before. And then I'm sorry, I'm kind of like distracted with the comments. Just gonna finish. So it's going to be in my bio link. It's super affordable. It's only $99. It's about Drop the Struggle and Step into Your Abundance. If this live resonates with you, I highly recommend that you sign up, because that is going to change your life. It really is going to change your life. We're going into a lot of deep dive into what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about today is just like the tip of the iceberg, right? And even watching, if you're not going to sign up, even going in there, watching the videos will help you tremendously. Okay, so I highly recommend that you go into like watch the videos. I haven't posted up all the videos yet, but there is at least one video there at the moment. And obviously like right now you can watch this video and we can have a chat. All right, so I manage a salon with continued positive education approach. Yes, that is so important, right? You approach a client as if the item is sold. So Becky, you've got all that. Like you are really like in this high vibe mode and in this great mindset mode. That is so great. It's really so nice to be hearing that of people actually practicing that. Okay, so yeah, and it doesn't matter. I mean, what you are, right? And I'm talking about vibration. Because I'm a Christian, I used to think that most Christians should be vibrating at 500. And when I realized, as I learned about all this stuff more, that actually people are not. It doesn't matter what religious background you come from, whether you're Christian, Muslim, Hindu, whatever. Most people, that's just a fact that people are vibrating at a level of 200, and we all need to be vibrating at a level of 500, right, and above. And that is where the soul practice comes in. So Coffee with Marcy, hi, thanks for joining. Coffee with Marcy, what is your name? If you could let me know, that'd be great. Okay, so let's just do a summary of what I've done in the first couple of videos. So I started off with the frame of knowledge, and the frame of knowledge is an hour video in my Facebook group. I talk very intently about how you can change the water, how your thoughts and intention can change water molecules. So again, I'm not sure if you have heard of this before. His name is Dr. Asaru Emoto. He did an experiment of changing the molecule of water, the structure, and he actually frees the water. Like he gets people to send the intention of love into this water bottle, a bottle filled with water, and then he gets people to send the intention of hate into another bottle of water, and after like 7 days he starts to crystallize the water, and the crystal of the intention of hate looks really ugly, and the crystal with the intention of love looks really, really beautiful. And that is really my video on the frame of knowledge. I think I didn't call it a frame of knowledge because I think, to me, the whole world is into, like, it's always about our frame of knowledge, right? And some of the things that I am saying to you, oh, that's us. Okay, so let me key that in. His name is Asaru Emoto. I think the moment you Google Asaru Emoto, you are going to see his experiment. His experiment is in YouTube. I hope I spelled it right, the Asaru Emoto experiment, definitely. And you will see his experiment in YouTube. It is super beautiful. Even the name Mother Teresa has this beautiful crystal, and the name Hitler has a horrible crystal. So you think that as a person you don't have a vibration, you are totally wrong. So the fact that he actually wrote the name Mother Teresa and he wrote the name Hitler and he froze it and he did a crystal, like froze it for I think it was 7 or 14 days, and then he looks at the crystal, shows that as a human being you have that vibration. Your vibration is always emanating out all the time, 24/7, whether you like it or not, and it emanates out whether positive vibration or negative vibration, right? And what we really want to be doing is the positive. So when I say the positive, I really mean the vibration of love, the vibration of hope, peace, joy, like all of that, right? All of that is beautiful, that we should be in. That is actually our natural state. But unfortunately, humans are in a state of 200 because of the whole lot of stuff. And so when I talk about that, I talk about the frame of knowledge. In the frame of knowledge, and you can watch that video in my Facebook group, DM me, Becky, and I will give you the link to this video that I've got in the Facebook group. But I will be also loading that up into my Drop the Struggle and Step into Abundance. I want to load up all my videos there, so you go catch up that video. That would be good. I also talk about Curline technology, and Curline technology is a technology where this person found out that we are energetic beings, and so he started to take photos of any living thing, and he found that all of us we emanate a light. We emanate a light, and that light is usually like blue in color for humans. And whenever we are agitated, when we're angry, when we're annoyed, it gets into a red color, right? And you can also like Google that and find more out about that. But those are really interesting. And in my personal development journey, I have actually found out like a lot more interesting thing about how science is really supporting um, all this work about energy, all this work about vibration. And interestingly, that's what the Bible is talking about, right? Like when Jesus talked about abundance, about love, about always having, keeping your mind on anything that's beautiful, like all of that. And I can actually quote a number of Bible verses that supports that. And if you're interested to know, I can actually talk a little bit more about the biblical stuff. I don't know how many people are actually Christian, so not gonna go into that unless I see that in a comment and you want to like have some evidence on that. So hi for a lot of people who are joining. Let me just do a recap. I am talking about your soul practice is the key to abundance, and I'm not just saying this for fun or I think it's a nice thing to say just because I want to go on live stream. It is really serious. It is. I totally believe that if you start to have a soul practice, it will change your life. Literally, it will change your life, right? So, and I spoke about that a little bit. No, I spoke about it quite a lot in the session, and you can watch the replay, and I'm going to continue, right? All right, so talk a lot about frame of knowledge, and in my second video, I talk about limiting beliefs. And the reason why we're always in this kind of like low vibration is because we have a lot of beliefs. And our belief system is so normal to us that we think it's not a belief system. We normally just vibrate at a lower level at 200 without even knowing we are vibrating at 200. And for those of you who have just joined, if you don't know what I'm talking about, like just let me know that you would like me to explain about the vibration of 200. And we don't know that because it is within our psyche, it's within our system. So when we vibrate at 200, what is our belief system? What are we broadcasting 24/7? Without even knowing that we are broadcasting 24/7. We actually don't know that. And actually you are controlled by your limiting beliefs. You are controlled by that without even knowing it is a limiting belief, okay? So it was so interesting that I didn't know. I mean, I obviously had this journey and I was taking this coaching certification, and there was one part that came to limiting belief, and I remembered I was telling my coach who was like assigned to me, I said, I don't have limiting beliefs, so I'm not going to do this assignment, right? Like I thought I was so positive. I thought I was like, life is great. Like I don't have limiting beliefs. So yeah, obviously that's not true. You always have limiting beliefs. You just don't know it, right? So let me talk a little bit about limiting beliefs. I know I've like done live on this, but every time I come on live, I see different people, which is great. This is really good. This is awesome. So limiting beliefs are even beliefs that you are telling yourself, like for instance, I need to work, in order for me to make money, I need to work really hard. And that's the only way I can make money. So it is not something that you're probably waking up and said, I need to work really hard to make money. It's unconscious, right? It's deep within your psyche, it's deep within your subconscious. And the other normal limiting beliefs are, this super billionaire or something, he probably has some really special talent or gifts, which is why he is a billionaire. And I don't think I'll ever be a billionaire because I don't have this special gifts or talent, right? So, so in essence, you have this limiting belief. Like there are so many limiting beliefs that we have. And if you could just kind of like type in the comment, like what are your limiting beliefs? And what you think are your limiting beliefs. Because I had a live where I actually talk about limiting beliefs and how you need to transform your limiting beliefs to transform your life. And I remember when I transformed one, well, let me tell you what happened to transforming every time you transform one limiting belief, your life changed, right? So when I decided that, and when I found out that my limiting belief is I used to think I need to work really, really hard before I can make a lot of money. And so in my mind, I was actually thinking, I don't want to be a millionaire, because if I become a millionaire, I will be exhausted. I'll work really hard. I will spend a long time working. And so I don't think I want to be a millionaire, because it's just like, even at that time I was in corporate, I was working, I was so exhausted working. I was making a lot of money, but I was like, it was such an exhaustion for me. And because my belief system believed that I need to work long hours, really hard to make money, that was my reality. And the moment I changed that belief, like I told myself, no, I will make a lot more money and I'm gonna work less, like much, much less. And you know what? The moment I started to embrace that belief, I got a job. The next thing, I got a job in a regional role where I was paid much, much more, and I had to work much, much less. Like, this is so awesome, you guys. Like, that is why it's life-changing. That is why I'm doing this. Stop the struggle and step into your abundance. My 8-week course that I am pricing it like so ridiculously low at $99 that almost anyone can sign up, because it is going to change your life. You are going to change your life when you change your limiting belief. You are going to change your life when you do soul practice. You are going to change your life when, like, so many different things, right? So let me sort of pause and take a look at the comments. I know things are coming up, and Becky has been saying a lot of things. Don't want to miss this. I don't want to miss any of the comments. Okay. So Becky, you're saying that your limiting belief is sometimes my work is for nothing because nobody will buy. Oh, that's sad. My limiting belief is that maybe I don't have much time for my self-care. That is Free Spirit. I can't remember. I think Free Spirit, your name is Kelly, right? No, it's okay. Don't be quiet. I love all the comments. I love all the interaction. That's what it is supposed to be, alive, not just me talking to myself. Okay. Don't keep quiet, Becky. I love that you're saying so many things. So Becky, I think if you start to have that limiting belief about my work is for nothing because nobody will buy, then that becomes your reality. And I go a lot in depth into that in my 8-week course. There is something called the art of detachment, because when you are out there, especially when you are doing a service from the heart and from the soul, and you want to be like being really this person who impacts the world, I know how it feels like. It feels like when people don't buy, it just feels crushing, right? Like, I don't want to be doing this because nobody is buying. But do you know that if you keep saying that to yourself, you need to change your story? And the story is not about, like, my work is for nothing. It should be, I am sharing my gifts to the world. I am sharing it with love. I'm sharing it sincerely. And when they see the sincerity and love that people are going to buy, they are going to buy, but they may not be buying in the ways and in the way that I imagine it to be, right? And we will talk a little bit more about abundance and how do you attract that abundance into your life in the 8-week course. But today we are talking about the soul practice, so I won't go deep into that. But Becky, don't have that limiting belief, right? Change your story. You really need to change your story, because essentially the story is all there is, right? It is your story. And if you keep repeating that story, you're going to make that story even more real to your reality and to your environment. And that's the good part about having the soul practice. When you have the soul practice, you need to affirm to yourself. You need to connect back to yourself. You need to connect back to God. And you need to affirm to yourself a different story. So if, like, my work is for nothing would be, I'm doing great work that impacts life, impacts the world, and that is making a difference. And because nobody buys, change the story of money is coming easily to me every day. People are buying from me every day. It is easy. It is flowing to me, right? And trust me, when you start to get into the vibe of believing that, then that is going to become your reality. And I know when I'm even saying this, it may sound like it's so hard to believe that. It's so hard to believe that that is your reality because you don't see that as your reality. And now that I'm saying that, I wanted to share also like, then, so Becky, you love God, right? So go and pray and ask God to show you what is your real reality, right? Because I did that 2 weeks ago and I was so amazed. I was like asking God, I said, God, show me my reality. Show me my reality. And when I say that, when I'm saying show me my reality, I don't mean that show me my reality in terms of what I see, what is happening around me. I really mean show me my spiritual reality. And when I asked that and I went into a meditation and I just asked and prayed and just asked God to show me, I saw amazing things. I mean, I saw visions of like yellow golden lights falling on me all over. It was so beautiful. And that is what you need to work at, right? You need to work at looking at beyond your current reality. We are not just body. We are body, soul. We are mind, body, and spirit, all right? Or soul, whatever you want to say, how you want to say it, right? So I think, Becky, you will really be able to benefit a lot more if you join the 8-week program because we go into deep dive. It is really an 8-week thing to transform everything. But for now, like just do that. I think that is going to be really, really helpful. Free Spirit, your name is Kelly. You said that your limiting belief is that I don't have much time for my self-care. So that is easy. That is so easy to change. Just tell yourself every day, I have more than enough time. And no kidding. Just say that. Just say that, and then you are going to find that you have more enough time for self-care and you have more enough time. You have more than enough time for anything you want. Because I remembered I was like actually telling myself at one point, I was so stressed out. I told myself I don't have enough time. And literally I was going in my mind, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. And actually what happened was I didn't have enough time. So I told myself I'm going to change my story, right? And I said, I have more than enough time. So I make that as my ritual. I put that as my soul practice in the morning. And I said, I have more than enough time. And after I repeated that to myself, like I don't know for how long, but that shifted. That completely shifted to now I always have more than enough time. So it may be like all of this soul practice and all of this, shifts, maybe tiny, tiny little shifts that you need to make. But every time you make that tiny little shift, your whole life changes, right? And as there are new people here, I also want to share with you, just to give you an encouragement of how this really, really works, is when I shifted my mind, I remembered I was in corporate, and yes, great. It is so simple, right? Everything is so simple, but we all need to work on that. Like, okay, you can't be doing that just today. Like, okay, today I'm going to say that and then that's it. No, that's why it's a practice. That's why I have this 8-week group program to get you into the practice mode, right? So every time you do something for a month, you are actually inculcating that into a habit, which is why I'm doing this whole group for 2 months, because when you the first month is really to get your mind around all the practices and all the knowledge, because I need to give you some knowledge so that you can wrap your mind around it. And then I give you some practices so that you can start to practice. And then I give you like work to do, worksheets. So by the time you get into like your second month, you are basically practicing it every day, and then it kind of like gets into you, right? It gets into your system, and when it gets into your system, it's so much easier for you then to make it like an everyday practice that you do for like I really hope for the rest of your life, because it is a constant work that needs to be worked on, and every time you change something, your life will just change tremendously. Yes, Janine, you love the soul practice. You are going to get a lot more out of it. I know you have signed up, so you're gonna get so much out of it when we start the course. It is going to be brilliant, and I'm just so excited that I'll be starting the course. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to share about that. I think Janine, you've heard of it before, but we've got some other people here. There was one specific limiting belief that I changed that has completely changed my life, right? And this one limiting belief was I'm not good at sales. And just a bit of a story behind that was I have been, like, my whole life was in information technology. So I was a project manager, I was in technical, I was doing pre-sales, I was doing consulting, but I changed to sales because it was more so aligned. I really like the idea of like talking to people, integrating with people, like just meeting different people every day excites me. And in fact, right now as I'm talking to you guys, it excites me because it is so interesting to be really communicating with so many different wonderful people in the world, like from all over the world. It is just so amazing. And you know, I wish I'm like doing this in a kind of Zoom or something so that I can see everybody's faces. That would be like so cool and so awesome. I would really love that. But yeah, but even in your comments, and even you like knowing that you're there, knowing that you put in your comments is like so great. Like I'm just so loving it. So yeah, so I'm moving to that, and because I had like most of my experience wasn't in sales, I kept thinking like that was my belief, right? I don't think I'm good at sales. I don't think I have enough experience that it takes to close huge mega sales. And obviously when you have a limiting belief, you need to ask whether it's true, right? You always need to challenge your limiting belief whether it's true. And the thing is about limiting belief, I didn't know it was running 24/7. I really didn't know. Until you know, I take a course like something that I'm going to be launching right now, that dig deep into all my limiting beliefs, and I was like, oh my god, I believe that I'm not good at sales. And the moment I realized that that was my belief system at that moment, I decided that I want to change it, right? I decided I want to change it, and I said, I'm good at sales. I'm great at sales. Like, it is not true. And I wrote a new story, and I told myself that I'm good at sales because, and the because was, I'm great at consulting, I'm great at technical, like, you know, change the story, right? And because I'm great at consulting, I'm great at technical, it actually made me a much better salesperson instead of just doing sales for my entire life. And so I changed that belief, and when I changed that belief in August, among other things, which is why I'm having that 8-week course, because a lot of this 8-week course are the things that I implemented when this whole life-changing transformation happened. And of course there are a lot more things that I'm going to be putting in because of just the journey and all that I've learned, and I'm going to be incorporating it there. But August, I decided I'm going to close this deal. It was valued at USD 1 million, recurring for 3 years. It's a recurring deal, so it was a big deal for the company. I closed it in September, right? Just hear that. I decided and changed my limiting belief in August. I closed the sale in September. It was, in reality, my current reality, impossible. If I looked at the actual reality, it's impossible. And I shared this with in my other lives. When I decided that I'm going to close the sale in September, and I changed my limiting belief that I'm good at sales and I can do this, the billionaire owner that he is, told me that I'm not going to be buying it in September, right? The owner told me that. That is my reality. My reality as in it's happening, right? The owner of the company tells me he's not buying. And you know what? I don't believe him. I don't believe him because I believe that I am a good salesperson. I have decided that I'm going to make that sale and it's going to happen in September. And this is so weird, right? This is so weird. And I'm telling you, your sole practice is the key to abundance, right? And he signed a deal in September. It was close. You know, it's USD 1 million. It's not a small amount. So I'm telling you, you need to do that. Like, you literally, it will change your life. Like, this 8-week course is going to change your life. All right, I know that. And which is why I'm like, God has been like putting this in my mind and saying, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this, and you got to do this at a very affordable rate so that a lot more people's lives can be changed. And I am a business coach, and I'm like, I resisted doing this for the longest time. And so I finally like, okay, I surrender, I'm gonna do this. And I'm really having so much fun just having live. So yes. Okay, back here saying I sell better in person, so I'm struggling with online. I can't figure out why. I would probably know why, Becky, when I actually check your profile. Yeah, I'm gonna check your profile later after this live, and I can give you a few tips as to why. There are always like two reasons for it. If you are not selling online, of course the mindset is the 50%. It really is. It's huge. It's big. The other 50% is if you don't know how to do it, you are not going to be able to sell online, because online is really, so to me it's always about knowledge is the 50%, and the other 50% is your mindset. You cannot have mindset without knowledge, but you cannot just have knowledge without mindset. All the knowledge in the world isn't going to help you if you just if you don't have the right mindset. Because even if you're a great salesperson, like I was just saying, and you don't believe you are, you know, all the tools, all the knowledge doesn't help. But if you have all the mindset, but you don't know how to do it, that's actually easier, because then you will find ways and means to do it. Like if you decide no matter fucking what, you are going to hit your goal. If you make that decision and you say, I'm going to do it no matter what, you will find ways and means to do it, right? So, but still at the end of the day, once you have this 50 and this 50, you are unstoppable. The how, the actual systems and structures, the mindset, boom, you are unstoppable. Okay, so Becky, you say you love my story. Yeah, that's so amazing. Thank you so much. Go join it now, because I think I'm gonna leave the price for now, and then it's gonna go up. I just got a guidance this morning that it should be going up soon. So I'll be changing that to go up. So at the moment it's $99. So go sign up. Okay. Yeah. So let me end with, what do you have to do in your soul practice? Okay, I shouldn't even use the word have to, because it is not a have to. It really depends on what it is that jive with you, what it is that you love to do, and you can start doing that straight away. So the first thing that you definitely need to do, like you mentioned, Becky, is gratitude, right? Gratitude definitely raises your vibration. If you check out Asaru Emoto, you'll find that when you have praise and love, the structure of the crystal molecule is amazing. It's beautiful. So that, right? Gratitude. Then you go into meditation. You need to meditate, and it depends on what sort of meditation you like to do. You can meditate and just go into listening to the audio meditation that sort of guide you through. There are some people who like mindfulness meditation. There are some people who like just the music. So if you're talking about the music, like there's so many music. One of it that is really good is called Zen 12. So I personally use that as well. And basically what meditation is anyway is to raise your vibration, to raise your vibration and to raise your mind and your level to an alpha level. So going into an alpha level just means that, okay, we are always at beta level. When we go into meditation, we go into alpha level. When we move into alpha level, it is the level of creativity, scientifically proven. It is the level of problem solving. It is the level of really moving more into the higher levels, because you get into beta, alpha, theta, and delta, right? And when you are moving into all these different levels, actually the spiritual level where you see things differently, and which is why meditation is so important. And it's also a time when you quieten your mind, and when you quiet your mind, you are able to hear divine guidance. You are able to hear what God is telling you, what the Holy Spirit is telling you. And if you don't believe in God and the Holy Spirit, like whatever that is to you, your own, your higher self, like whatever, right? So essentially, you hear your intuition. You hear it very clearly when you are in that mode. And that is really the biggest benefit of going into your soul practice, when you hear. And we are going to deep dive into that even more, into that soul practice in our 8-week course, because when you really dial into your soul practice, you are going to find that your life will just transform, and it's going to be amazing. And even when you're down, right, like we're all human, we feel down, there will be days when we are like, like we don't feel like we want to get up, and that is when this soul practice is going to help you change that, right? So if you actually see my live video yesterday, I was feeling so out. I didn't look like this. I was still doing the live because I told myself that I need to get on. People are expecting me to go live. I was physically not feeling too well, so I was like looking a bit like yesterday, not like today. So I probably think I might not post that video up because that doesn't look really nice. All right, thank you, Abby. That's so nice. Yeah, watch the replay and go and sign up for the Drop the Struggle and Step into Your Abundance. That is in my bio link. Even if you don't want to sign up, just go in there and watch the videos, because I have the previous videos about it, and I think that's just going to be helping you a lot as well. Okay, so yes, all right, that's about it. I've got, I think Gemma was just joined. Hi, I think your name is Gemma. Yes, go check it out, because it is fully, truly affordable right now. And that's the whole idea, to make it really affordable so that everyone can step into abundance. I think your name is Gemma. I am like ending the live already. Do watch the replay. It has been an amazing live. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abby. Thank you. Let me go. That's Abby, Becky, and I've got like Stephanie, so many people. I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning your name, but thank you so much for joining. And I will see you soon. I hope I see you in my 8-week group program, where you will get like amazing awesomeness. It's gonna be 8 weeks. I'm gonna be presenting something every week for more than an hour. We're really going to dial in. There'll be homework, there'll be worksheets, there'll be meditation, like all of that we are going to be doing in that 8-week program. That is going to be so awesome and so amazing. I'll see you there. All right, bye.